The NFL's Most Valuable Players Award has predominantly been a quarterback's award. Since the year 2000, out of the 22 MVP awards that have been handed out, 18 of them have been quarterbacks, and only 4 of them have been running backs. Those being Marshall Faulk, Sean Alexander, Adrian Peterson, and LaDainian Tomlinson. But for this year's MVP award, it should be clear on who the MVP is. But the media doesn't quite agree based on who he is. In today's video, I'm going to break down why this player deserves to be the league MVP, so let's get right into it. The back-to-back MVP is Aaron Rodgers, and his stats speak for themselves. For the most part, the MVP has kind of been obvious on who it's going to go to. And this season, it's obvious, but some people still have on old lenses and can't accept the truth. And I'll reveal this person in just a second. First, let me show you a graph of what Aaron Rodgers' stats look like through 10 weeks last season. As you can see, pretty good stats. Only 4 interceptions, a good QBR, passer rating, completion percentage, and an 8-1 record as a starter. Rodgers did miss week 9 due to COVID, but now let me show you the stats of a quarterback who isn't even being considered for the MVP conversation. Yeah, you see that? This player is being laughed at by the media. Every single category is better. Aside from the record, the more important categories of QBR, passer rating, and completion percentage are blowing Rodgers' stats out of the water. Now, you ready to see who the quarterback is? Yeah, it's Tua Tagovailoa. Now, depending on what kind of football fan you are, whether you're a casual and just talk a bunch of crap because you don't do your research, or you're the fan who actually dives deeper into the stats and does research, you'll have different reactions. Some people have that stigma saying of, oh, but he's Tua. Others will react with the simple wow like I did, and some people might actually agree that he should be the MVP. Now, let's go back to the stats really quickly. Now, if you remember, Tua suffered a concussion against Cincinnati and didn't even finish the game, which then ruled him out for 2 more weeks. So even still, while missing 2.5 whole games, Tua still has more touchdowns and less interceptions than Aaron Rodgers. But let's look at another graphic. This chart breaks down Rodgers' first 8 starts from his MVP season last year. And it has Tua's first 8 starts this season, including the Cincinnati game where he only played half the game. And as you can see, again, Tua leads in all categories. But Tua isn't even considered an MVP candidate, right? Now, let's go even further. Y'all remember Patrick Mahomes' spectacular MVP season in 2018, right? Where he threw for 50 touchdowns in his first year as a starter in the NFL? Yeah, let's compare those stats to Tua's stats. Again, Tua did miss 2.5 whole games, so it makes sense that Mahomes has more yards and touchdowns. But again, the important categories, QBR, passer rating, and completion percentage. Look at how close they are, and notice that Tua beats Mahomes in all 3 of them. So does that convince you enough? The media just doesn't want to give Tua his flowers because he's Tua. And I don't blame them. If he keeps this up though, then they'll have to. Again, I'm just posing the question and showing you the stats. And if you didn't know already, I'm a Miami Dolphins fan. And I'll be the first to tell you that I was not a fan, even in the slightest, when the Dolphins drafted Tua. Here's a clip of my reaction when the Dolphins drafted Tua.
With the 5th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Tua Tagovailoa.
I don't believe in left-handed quarterbacks, and I didn't believe Tua was going to be a successful quarterback at all. And I said that this was Tua's year to make a jump, prove everyone wrong about him being a quarterback, and that the Dolphins' success this season solely depended on how he played. And well, he's proving me wrong so far. Let me know what you all think in the comments about my take and about who you think should win the MVP this season. Thank you all so much for watching, and thank you for all the support. And I will talk to you guys next video.